Hi everybody, it's Christine from Makeup Moms. I thought I would do a get ready with me today and kind of a get ready with me, get to know me today since I'm very new. So I'll just go ahead and talk through what I'm doing with my makeup and then just tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, my face is washed, it's moisturized, it's serumed up, it's primed, it's everything. So we're ready to start. I'm going to start today with the Catrice Liquid Coverage Foundation. This is the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in, there's only like 4 shades, so shouldn't be too hard. 020 Rosy Beige. I got this at Ulta. It's very cheap. I think I got it on sale for like $8, and it is a dupe of the Fenty. I know that because I have had the Fenty and I really liked it, which tells me why I like this. I want to try this out today to see, because of my suntan, I wanted to see if this will work with it this summer. It does oxidize a little bit, which on this occasion is a good thing. So we'll go ahead and try that. Like I said, my name's Christine. I'm 43 years old. I live in Cincinnati. Lived here for about 20 years. Came down here to go to college and met my husband. We just stayed. We have one daughter. She's 19. That's really hard to believe, but that does really sneak up on you fast. I'm just going to use my cheap makeup brush to blend this out. Currently, I'm not working. I've got some health issues that keep me from working, so I kind of have stumbled back into makeup. I used it when I was a kid, teenager, you know, that kind of thing. Then, you know, as a working mom, just didn't have time for a lot of it. And also, it just never seemed to work for me. It faded super fast. I put it on before I went to work, and I'd come home and it was all worn off. And I attribute that to 2 things. One being user error. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just did what I saw people do. And I also think that cosmetics have come a long way in the past 20 years with a lot of makeup artists getting into it, and a lot of cheap brands, you know, drugstore brands have been getting better. I never been able to afford lots of the expensive stuff, and definitely not when I was young. So you know, it just, the cheap stuff didn't last. It didn't work really well when I was growing up. But now, drugstore companies have really stepped up their game. So I attribute that a lot to helping me get better, and I've just been watching tons of YouTube videos and learning as much as I can about it. So I'm still kind of new, but I love it. So that's why I decided to do this. Okay. I don't think that matches too bad. It's a little light. But again, like I said, it's going to oxidize a little bit, so hopefully the oxidation will be just the right shade. I'm going to use my Maybelline Age Rewind. This is kind of my favorite concealer right now. I don't particularly like the applicator, but it'll do. I actually saw, if you watch Angie over at Hot and Flashy, she takes the sponges off. Probably the next one of these I buy, I'm going to do that. I feel like there's just too much product already in the sponge. I don't want to waste it now. But I definitely will be trying that next time, because it's just, it's not precise, and I think it wastes a lot because there's so much in that sponge. But for right now, this will do. And then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me in Matte and Poreless in Classic Ivory. Let's see, what else do you want to know about me? Like I said, I live in Cincinnati. I'm a huge, huge, huge geek. I love everything geeky. I've been watching Doctor Who, not just the reboot, and the 2005. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I watched it every Saturday night, Sunday morning with my dad. You know, back into the Tom Baker years and things. So if there's something you ever want to know about Doctor Who, you can ask me. Also love, like right now, you can't see it, but I'm wearing my Wonder Woman shirt. I love superheroes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan back in the day. Went to lots of conventions. Like I said, total geek. Okay. I really like the way that sets that. So much better than my loose powder. Okay, now where am I going next? My bronzer. It's actually the only bronzer I have. One of these days I will get more, but it's kind of like on my low priority because it works. So why spend a lot of money when you have something that works? I will also admit I don't really bronze so much as I use it as my contour. When it's summer, or it's when it's not summer and my skin is lighter, I will go in more around my forehead and my temple, but right now I still have a little bit of that suntan sneaking through, so, you know, I don't really need much there. Just kind of let it go natural. And I do also use it to try to blend away some of this double chin. I know it doesn't work a lot, but anything to help. Make it create a little bit of a shadow to make it look like that second chin isn't quite so pronounced. Okay. Then my blush. My blush is going to be the Milani in Luminoso. Heard so many great things about this from different YouTubers, and I decided to go ahead and try it. Super cheap. Again at Ulta. The only thing I don't like, it's really cheap packaging. I mean, the way it feels. The way it looks is nice. You know, they try to do this faux kind of gold thing. And it's got a cute little mirror and a brush. Not that I would ever use those, I guess, if I pulled it out and if I took it with me, but I don't really reapply blush throughout the day much. But yeah, but it's a real cheap plastic. But it's not necessarily what the container is. It's just how it works. Dab that on. Let's see, what else do you need to know about me? I love animals. I have a dog. My dog is everything. She's an 11-year-old beagle. She's very, very fat, but very, very affectionate. We found her, actually my daughter and her friend found her wandering around the neighborhood one day 11 years ago, almost 11 years ago, and couldn't find a home for her, and we just decided that we loved her so much we were going to keep her. And currently I have 2 cats. My mom has a farm, and every year, as much as she tries to get all the cats fixed, she always misses some. And she always has several litters of kittens running around. And for the past 2 years, we've taken a cat. So I've got my cat Maggie, who is just about 2 years old, and my cat Honey, who's 1 year old. I'm going to use my Laura Geller Big Gelato Diamond Dust Highlighter. It's never quite... Whenever I put it on, I think, oh, I can't see anything. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. And even when I take pictures sometimes, I'm just not getting that right angle of light. But I don't know if you can see it, but it does have a real nice, almost, you know, pinky change to it, but it never quite shows up when I'm looking for it. But then when I check throughout the day, yep, it's there. So I guess that's the important thing. Okay, blush, bronzer, highlight. Now let's move on to the eyes. I'm going to, my primer is just this cheap e.l.f. primer. It does the job. It's not specifically wonderful. It's also not bad. It helps. One day I will upgrade to something, but for right now I've got plenty of it left, and there are other things that I would rather spend my money on, like new eyeshadow palettes. which I'm a little addicted to, and lipsticks, which I am also addicted to. I do want to try the MAC pot because I've heard it covers really well too. And besides just having sunspots around here and here, I have them right in my eyebrow line, just below my eyebrows. And I'd like something that could cover that up a little bit too. Okay, I am going to go in with this Laura Geller, what is this called? The Downtown Cool Eyeshadows. I got this at TJ Maxx for, I want to say about $10. So that was a steal, but I haven't used it much. Got it right before vacation, so I want to play around with it a little bit. I'm going to use this shade down at the bottom to just kind of set everything. And I will tell you, the one place I still struggle with my makeup is my eyeshadow. I have days when it looks great, and I have days when it looks like a 3-year-old did it. But that's what the practice is for. And I also have this color switcher. I bought this off of Amazon for just a couple bucks. I think even you can get them at dollar stores and stuff. They're super cheap and so helpful. You don't need anything fancy. It just takes the color off of your brush, so if you need to use it right away, if you want to use the same brush when you're doing your eyes, you've got that all ready to go. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this grayish purpley color. I'm gonna use that in my crease. I've seen so many different tutorials on this. Wayne Goss has just put up a really awesome tutorial about, dotting the eyes, dotting the crease, and then connecting it, and where to put all the makeup to make it look just perfect for problem eyes. I haven't quite mastered that yet, obviously, but I'm working on it. I really like this palette, though. I know everybody's into warm colors right now, and that's the thing. And I'm kind of neutral. I can pull off both warm and cool, but to be honest, I just like cool colors better. So I've been buying a lot of purples and blues and grays. It's probably just my age, but again, for so long I thought, oh, at my age I'm only supposed to wear browns and I have to be boring. And then the past couple years I've realized, nope, I can do whatever I want. I don't really care if people think that it's not fashionable for an older woman to wear bright colors, but I'll wear what makes me feel good. And that's the whole thing about makeup. Like I said, I've got some chronic health problems, so some days I'll just be in bed for days because I can't get out. And when I do feel like I can get out of bed, even if I'm not going anywhere, sometimes I just want to put on some makeup. And my husband thinks it's ridiculous because I'm not going anywhere, but it makes me feel better. And really, isn't that the important thing? If a little makeup makes me feel physically better because it makes me feel emotionally better, I'm gonna do it. Okay, next thing I'm gonna go in with is this little shimmery purple. I'm gonna do that on about the outer half of my eye. And originally this is not at all what I planned to do with my eye look. I was going to do something completely different, but it just hit me. This is what I wanted to do. So again, screw all the rules of makeup. Do your own thing. If it makes you feel good, that's the important thing. Okay, what other kind of stuff can I tell you about me? Oh, the other makeup mom, Mandy. How did I meet her? Funny story. Oh, I don't know if it's that funny, but I actually used to be very, 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 very good friends with her husband. Not that I'm not good friends with him now, but I talk to her a whole lot more. Years and years and years ago, I worked at Blockbuster Video with her husband. And at first we hated each other. And then we became very, very good friends. And, you know, as things in retail go, you know, a lot of times you just, you lose track of people, or, you know, you move on to other jobs. But we had a really tight group of friends, and we all worked really, really well together. And even after we left, and we all set us, you know, went out on our separate ways, we still stayed in touch. And it's been, you know, almost 20 years since we started working together, and we still talk to each other. And then when he met his soon-to-be wife and married her, we became friends. And like I said, now I talk to her more than I talk to him. I'm going to go in with my inner corner with this little shimmery kind of taupey color here. So yeah, we've been friends, and then we realized how much we both love makeup. And we really bonded over that. Started sending each other YouTube clips of tutorials and things, and channels and people we liked. And over time we just kind of decided, hey, that would be really fun to do. Kind of, you know, joking around, testing the waters first. And then decided, kind of, no, this actually would be really fun to do. So now we're trying it out. And as you can see, at least from this, you know, you're seeing the crappy background of my bedroom, because I haven't figured out a good background yet. You know, the lights aren't perfect, sound isn't perfect, but we're getting there. But we're just starting out. I feel like I'm very Bob Ross right now. It's all happy little accidents. Okay, so there's my eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna go in with my Physicians Formula liquid eyeliner. It took me a while to get used to liquid eyeliner, and then I would only do it with a felt tip. And beware, you're gonna see I can usually do my left eye very well, and my right eye never matches. It never looks good. But anyway, I guess I can't talk while I do that part. I finally got myself adjusted to a felt tip. I thought, oh, I'm doing really well, but I can't ever even attempt to do a wing. Well, I was watching Geek Out of Water, Shelly. She is probably my favorite YouTuber. She has a lot of the same skin problems that I do. She has, you know, same kind of complexion. So she talked about this. And so I thought, if it's good enough for Shelly, it's good enough for me. And I've been working with it. And it's not great, but I'm getting better. Okay, here comes the hard part. Dead silence for this part. Oh, it's a little better. A little better. Not quite as nice as the other eye, but the other day I did it and I couldn't even get the tip to line up, and I had like an X over there. And if you've ever played around with eyeliner, you start to try to fix it and it gets bigger, and then you gotta make this side bigger, and it's bigger and bigger, and then you have to start over with the whole thing. Luckily not today. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with my Infallible Pro Longwear eye pencil. This was something that was also new to me when I started redoing my makeup, or went back to doing makeup. The tight lining. That was just something we didn't do when I was a kid. when I was a kid. I talk like, you know, it was 1875, but, you know, I grew up I was a teenager in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, and sure, we put tons of eyeliner underneath, but never any on top. I couldn't imagine. I was like, why would you do that? And then the first time I did it, I was like, oh my god. That makes your eyes stand out so much better than the stuff at the bottom. I mean, you know, occasionally I still will down at the bottom, but it's usually either for a smoky eye look or for like a color. But this stuff is really great. It doesn't bleed down into my lower eye. Next up, I'm going to use the Sephora Lashcraft. Really like this stuff. Not quite as well as I like my It Cosmetics Superhero, but this is really nice. I got this in a Sephora, my only Sephora Play box. It was cute. It was nice for $10. It wasn't bad, but I thought if I'm going to spend my money on a monthly subscription, I want something that I'm going to get a little more bang for my buck. And for $20, the BoxyCharm gives me full-size items. So to me, that was a no-brainer. You know, this Sephora Play, looking back, at least one of their items was always a perfume. I don't wear perfume. My husband has horrible asthma and allergies, and that just, perfume is, or just smells in general, set him off. So that's always one dud for me. Maybe not a dud for everybody, but a dud for me. And, you know, some of the samples are nice, like this. This will work well. I can get, you know, I can get a long time of use if it's, you know, I can use this until, you know, the expiration point where 6 months you're supposed to throw them away. I can get a lot of use out of this if I'm using other things too. But, I don't know, like skincare stuff, you just don't really get, the samples aren't usually lasting long enough for you to tell if they're really going to do a good job. You really have to use skincare for at least, you know, a month to 6 weeks to tell. And a lot of that stuff is gone before then. And to be quite honest, I would rather have makeup than skincare. So that's why I've been doing this BoxyCharm, and I really like it. There's usually one thing in there that I'm not all, you know, that thrilled with. This month it was a tanning lotion. I just came back from vacation. I don't really need to tan, but who knows? Maybe I'll want some later. A little under there. My brother and my nephew have to die for eyelashes. I am not kidding you when I tell you that they look thicker, longer, and darker than mine even after I put mascara on. They have beautiful eyelashes. And do they care about them? Not a bit. Do any of the women in my family have these eyelashes? Of course not. It's just not fair. Okay, what am I going to do next? Eyebrows. Again, I'm just using this Etude drawing pencil. It's not a holy grail or anything like that. It just gets the job done. I'm not going to do too much with my eyebrows today, anything too dramatic. I just kind of like to draw the outline and kind of color in a little bit on this side, because this side is the easy side. So this side, that takes a little bit more. When I was about 2 or 3 years old, my parents were working on our house. They actually built it. Didn't have it built. They went and they did it every night and weekend. Well, they were doing something in the upstairs bedroom that was to become my bedroom. And there was a closet door that wasn't attached. And the wind came and hit it and knocked into me. It's the only time outside of me having surgery that I've ever had to have stitches. I don't remember any of it, but I have this cute little reminder every day that it happened. For years and years, cheap eyebrow products just didn't do it. They were thick and they never had the right color. All the colors, I mean, obviously this isn't my color, but it would always pull reddish, and my hair's more of just a kind of a natural brown, medium brown. But now they've got these nice little pencils that make everything look much more natural. And I use this e.l.f. I bought this originally. I bought it to kind of coat my bottom lashes, because sometimes I do have problems with it. Different brands will smear down there. But if I use this, and I don't remember where I saw the tip, but just put a little bit of clear over what you already have down, and that'll keep that from happening. Although it doesn't help when you already had it on there, because you hit your face with a wand. Okay, so that's all done. Now, last thing we've got is lips. I have this teeny tiny little sample. It's American Woman by Nars. I believe I got this in the Sephora play too. Like I said, I'd much rather have makeup than skincare. Love this color. So smooth too. Very, very lightweight. I have pretty thin lips, so I tend to overdraw my top ones just a little bit. So a nice little tip like this really helps. Of course, then you have to make sure you get them even. Then you end up drawing one side a little too dark and the other one a little too light, and you have your same problem as you do with your eyeliner. But I think this works well today, and I still have some of that mascara. Oh, maybe it's because it's so hot. It's very hot in here. Alright, last step. I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Natural Finish. Dry that down a little bit, and here is our look for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you got to know a little bit more about me. You can always ask me any questions. I'm more than willing to answer. Just wanted to let you know a little bit about me and kind of see how I do my thing. All right, so I guess I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.